Evan Koslof joining us right now from the White House, breaking down the protests.
There were a lot of peaceful protesters that were out here, but also a lot of tense moments, and perhaps the area with some of the most tense moments was here at Lafayette Square, right outside of the White House. Why don't we show you some of the sights and sounds from last night? As you can see, there's been a lot of damage. Got the shattered windows here. We could hear the alarm going off inside. There's a lot of water damage if you peek in there. A lot of damage to establishments like this, like Megan was talking about as well. But if you talk to a lot of these protesters, they don't want these to be the images that you take away from all this. It's been a very difficult night for a lot of people, and one of the most tense areas is right here at Lafayette Square, right by the White House. There were tons of protesters there. Before we show you those images, I just want to show you this. This is what we're left with in the morning. This is Teaism, a restaurant right across the street here, right around the corner. And just look at some of the damage here. Windows shattered. We were told by the owner of the restaurant that there was a fire inside, water damage. You know, these protesters wanted the world's attention. They got it. Now, what you'll hear from a lot of the protesters is that, you know, they don't want the image to be the destruction that has happened to so many businesses. They want people to remember messages like this. Again, we're just right around the corner from the White House. George Floyd. They want us to remember his name. Hey Larry, we actually just crossed right across the road. So the White House is right in front of us because we wanted to show you this. This is the Teaism. And as you can see right now, they are working on making repairs here, trying to fix all this because there is substantial damage. Just, you could probably see all this shattered glass. They've made a lot of progress cleaning it all up. We are actually about to speak with the co-owner, but before we do that, why don't we catch everybody up on some of those visuals from last night at the White House. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we are here with the co-owner of Teaism. This is Michelle Brown. We're social distancing right now. That's why we've got this set up here. But just first off, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling this morning? My understanding is that there's a little bit of difficulties hearing what you're saying back at the studio. But thank you so much for talking with us. We're gonna have a little more later in the show to hear from you, and hopefully we'll get some of those audio issues fixed up. But she's just talking about how she feels lucky because this is property, and she, with everything that's been going on with the pandemic and everything else, thankful that she's here, we're here, despite the hardships of cleaning this up. And then also we must remember that this is what triggered this protest. It wasn't just about the damage to property, obviously. So with that, we're gonna send it back to you. Hopefully we'll get some of these audio issues, but that's the latest from here outside the White House.